Hey everybody, here's an update on the Ford Cortina, or Lotus Cortina. Buddy build that I'm doing with Sean at the Scale Car Model Car Guy channel. We both have these resin kits. He actually molded them up and so kindly sent me one, and we both build them up. And he is doing the Ford GT, or Cortina GT, which is a little bit different and don't have the Lotus engine on it like this one does. And so I got the body all clear. I think all I'm going to have to do is buff this top out, and then I can get to gluing the windows in it and the headlights in it and everything like that. It really turned out pretty nice. Looks pretty smooth. There is some imperfections, but not that many. Not as many as what it was when I started. So it's nice and shiny. The roof has a little bit of a texture to it, not much. Easily wet sanded out. So here's where I did most of the work, is these two pieces here. Here's the interior. Now I did weather the interior, trying to make it look a little bit like leather. Highlight all them creases in that. It's kind of a dirty leather, in my opinion. I might be able to just rub some of that wash off of there, but I did flock the floor and the deck lid, or whatever you call that. I didn't really worry about it up here too much. You ain't gonna see it because this dashboard's gonna be like that. I didn't do a lot of detail on the dash. I'm still gonna probably do a wash on it. I still gotta get that to fit right. So here is the chassis so far. I did solder wire for the headers. Had them come down, did a flexible tube, flared it out a little bit, got a little bit of texture, and then this is a flexible tube. I used some wire as hangers, drilled some holes in it, give it a nice look. And then these are the tires. I put a wire about a ½ inch in, ½ inch in, and then into the wheels. This one, when I put it together, got a little bit messed up. I'm going to do some touch-up paint and maybe it won't look so bad. Here I made my own shocks. I kept this piece here, cut off the original shock, cut the back. This one ain't in yet, so I cut the back, put the tire, or that wire in there, glued it in, and then I used some Magic Sculpt 2-part clay, put it in there. But I glued, if you can see, this is 2 flexible tubes right there. Had them inset in each other. So I got one on the bottom, one on the top. I used that clay to kind of fill that in. And then this is just a wire that I twisted around one of the tubes. Painted that red. And then this is another 2-piece. I just glued it in there. So I did that for both sides. Turned out pretty good. This side, it kind of cracked that a little bit, so I'm going to have to glue it once this is into the body. So that way I can glue that into the body and that, and then glue that on there. I don't know if that's the way it goes, but it's the only way it's going to fit. So with that being like that, and then I'll just glue that into the body piece, because that's where that goes. Probably use some 2-part epoxy, hold that in there. I gotta paint this brown to match the interior. Did some awful putting a Lotus on there. I couldn't get it on the other side, so I just left it on the one side. Looks awful. I have it pre-drilled for spark plugs. I'm actually going to have to undo that when they're all together. I'm also going to put a hose here to the radiator. because that's where that radiator hose goes. And then on this side, I have to glue this in afterwards. I did, this is the cards that came with. I cut off the intakes, sanded down the back, and used those ferrules that I got. And then use some of that magic sculpt to put them in there and to hold it on. And then this is the fuel filter. So I drilled a hole going through, got it wired up, or plumbed up I should say. But that is just a diode. And so that will glue in on there. And then this will run down and I'll just cut it off. So that'll go in like that. And so I can't glue that until it's almost all together. So I'll still have some engine details I have to put in together. So this is what the headlights look like when they're done. It's the housing, and then the clear piece I actually 3D printed. So I got that in there. They do got some lines in there, so they look like real headlights. These are the front turn signals that put some of that clear orange on it. And then here's the tail lights. So the amber piece goes on the top, and then these, so it's just like that on the car. So I got those. I just did the hood. Now I filled those in and then they showed up, but that's, gotta do some clear. It was worse, but I didn't think it would show up that bad once the red was on, because I didn't see it too bad in primer, but really can see it now. Once I put clear on, I'll wet sand it and it'll hopefully look a lot smoother. But and then the bumpers. These are the front. And then that's the rear. And, so I cut some glass. So here after this video I'm going to glue the lights on. Well, I might buff the top, and then I'll glue the lights on and put the windows in. And then I'll have to get the dashboard in, and then I'll be able to glue everything together and then do the final parts. I'll still have to clear the hood, put the decal on it, paint that front part silver, then put the decal on it. And then I'll have to get the grill. The grill that came in with the resin that was molded up. I don't think I have it anymore. I ended up getting broke when I was trying to cut out the center, so I'm 3D printing one. We'll see how that goes. So until next time, which will be the final for this, I'll talk to you guys then. Have a good one. Bye.